My dear child, I see you. In the quiet moments when you're holding back tears, in the chaos where your mind can't find rest, in the nights when your pillow carries your pain, I am with you. I know life hasn't always been easy. You've carried burdens too heavy, faced disappointments that left your heart shattered, and walked through valleys where hope seemed to vanish. But even then, you were never alone. In John 16 verse 33, I told you, "In this world you will have trouble. But take heart. I have overcome the world." You see, pain doesn't mean I've forgotten you. Trials are not punishments. They're part of a refining fire, shaping your soul for something greater. You ask why the storm hasn't ended yet, but I'm not just working around you, I'm working within you. I'm preparing you for a purpose that's bigger than your past. I know it's hard to trust my timing when the waiting room feels endless. When the door closes and another one doesn't open right away, you start to question if I still care. But Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11 reminds you, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Not your time, but mine. Because I see the full picture, and I won't give you less than what's perfect for you. You may be carrying wounds that no one else sees, grief from a loved one lost too soon, betrayal from someone you gave your heart to, the pressure of being strong when you're falling apart inside. Let it go, child. Give it to me. Cast your cares on me, because I care for you, 1 Peter 5 verse 7. I never asked you to carry it alone. You were never meant to. Remember the single mom in Kentucky who thought she couldn't raise her kids alone, until community came and her faith brought her strength. Or the veteran in Texas who wrestled with PTSD but found peace through my word and a stranger's kindness. Or the teenage girl in New York who almost gave up, but one whispered prayer changed the course of her life. They didn't see me at first, but I was there. I'm there, boys. Divine love isn't just a feeling, it's a promise. A covenant sealed with sacrifice. I gave you my son, not because you earned it, but because I love you. Romans 5 verse 8 says, "While we were still sinners, Christ died for us." Not when you had it all together, but when you were at your lowest. That's how deep my love runs. So don't give up now. You're closer than you think. There is purpose in your pain. There's a reason behind the silence. There's beauty on the other side of the storm. Just keep walking with me. Even when you can't trace my hand, trust my heart. I'm not finished with your story, beloved. What I started, I will complete, Philippians 1 verse 6. And until that day, I'll be right here, whispering peace, pouring grace, and loving you endlessly. There's something I've been wanting to tell you, not in thunder, not in fire, but in the stillness of your heart. I've seen you struggling to hold it all together. You try to smile through the pain, laugh through the loneliness, stay strong for everyone else while your own soul feels fragile. I know what the world has done to you. I know how promises were broken, how dreams slipped through your hands, how you begged me in prayer and still felt silence. But, my child, silence is not absence. Delay is not denial. Sometimes I'm quiet because I'm working in ways you cannot yet see. Like a farmer waiting for harvest, like a sculptor shaping stone, I am forming something within you that only time and love can reveal. There are moments when you feel forgotten, like the man sitting in his truck after work in rural Montana, wondering if this life has any meaning. Or the young mom in Georgia rocking her baby to sleep, wondering if anyone sees the battles she faces behind closed doors. Or the high schooler in California who walks the halls feeling invisible, weighed down by anxiety and expectations. I see all of it. And I whisper, you matter. You were made on purpose, for a purpose. Your breath is not an accident. Your tears are not wasted. Every heartbeat is part of a story I'm still writing, one of redemption, renewal, and radiant hope. You ask me why the pain doesn't stop, why the healing feels slow. But even my son, my perfect, blameless son, wept. Even he felt anguish in the garden and asked, "Father, if it is possible, take this cup from me." But he trusted my will. And from that darkest night came the greatest light the world has ever known. Hebrews 4 verse 15 reminds you that we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses. He understands. I understand. That's why I walk with you through the valley. Not just beside you, but within you, strengthening you from the inside out. Let go of the lie that you're too far gone, that your past disqualifies you. David was a shepherd boy when I called him to be king. Paul was a persecutor before he became a preacher. Rahab was broken by the world before she became part of the lineage of Jesus. I specialize in turning ashes into beauty, shame into testimony, fear into bold faith. Isaiah 43 verse 19. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Your past may be part of your story, but it's not the ending I've written for you. Some of you are waiting for direction, for a sign, a door, an answer. But, my child, what if the waiting is the answer? What if it's in the stillness that I'm growing your roots deeper, preparing you for the weight of the blessing to come? Trust me, even when the pieces don't make sense. You don't have to understand the plan to trust the planner. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6 reminds you, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. You don't have to have it all figured out, just keep walking in faith. And when you fall, because you will, I won't leave you there. I don't love you less on your worst days. My love doesn't have conditions or expiration dates. It doesn't fade when you fail. I know you better than anyone ever could, and I still choose you, again and again. That's what divine love is. Not earned, not bought, just given, freely, fully, forever. I know your heart longs for more, for peace, for meaning, for belonging. And I promise you this, you were made for more than survival. You were made for joy, for deep connection, for eternal purpose. One day, every tear will be wiped away, every scar will be redeemed, and every moment of suffering will be transformed into glory. But even now, in this moment, I am with you. Romans 8 verse 28 declares, all things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to His purpose. Even the broken pieces, even the unanswered prayers, even the long nights. So breathe. Come back to me. Not when you're perfect. Come now, as you are. Weary, hopeful, lost, or longing. I'm not looking for your performance. I'm after your heart. Let me hold what you've been hiding. Let me restore what you've been losing. I'm not done with you, child. The story isn't over. This valley you're walking through, it's not your home. Keep going. Keep believing. I promise, there is light ahead. There are things I've seen that no one else knows. The nights you've cried silently in your room, the weight you carry while pretending everything's fine, the heartbreaks you buried so deep no one even knows they existed. But I do. I was there when you broke the first time, and every time after. I watched over you when you didn't even have the strength to pray. I've seen the silent battles you've fought behind your smile, the anxiety behind your laughter, the hopelessness you tried to mask by staying busy. You are not alone in this. You never were. I've walked every mile of pain with you. I've stood beside you in the fire, not to let you burn, but to make sure you survive it. In Isaiah 43 verse 2, I promised you, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. You've questioned my timing, even questioned my love, but never once did I take my eyes off you. There is a storm you've been in for so long that calmness feels unfamiliar. You've gotten used to the chaos. But I'm not just the God of peace after the storm. I am the God who speaks to the storm. The same voice that calmed the winds and waves in Mark 4 verse 39 is still speaking today. Peace, be still. Even if the waves don't stop immediately, let me calm the storm inside your heart. Let me show you what true rest feels like, not in changed circumstances, but in the presence of a Father who holds all things in His hands. And I know, faith in hard times doesn't always look like bold declarations. Sometimes it's just getting out of bed. Sometimes it's whispering, I trust you, through tears. Sometimes it's believing I still have a plan for your life, even when nothing makes sense. But faith like that moves mountains. And even when your faith feels small, remember, it only takes a mustard seed. You don't have to be fearless, you just have to hold on. Hold on when your heart is weary. Hold on when the divorce papers are signed. Hold on when the bills stack up and the answers don't come. Galatians 6 verse 9 says, let us not grow weary in doing good, For in due season we will reap if we do not give up. I'm not late. I'm building something eternal, not just temporary comfort. I've watched how this world has worn you down. The pressure to be more, earn more, look better, succeed faster, it's overwhelming. You scroll through endless highlight reels, comparing your life to theirs, wondering if you're falling behind. But remember this, my child, you are not defined by what the world applauds. You are not measured by your income, your relationship status, or how many people follow you. You are defined by my love. You are mine, not because of what you've done, but because of who I am. I knit you together in your mother's womb, Psalm 139 verse 13. I counted every hair on your head. I loved you before anyone else knew your name. And no matter how far you've drifted, my love has not moved an inch. And yes, you've made mistakes. You've messed up. You've done things you're not proud of. But let me remind you, redemption is greater than regret. Isaiah 1 verse 18 tells you, though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. I don't see your failure when I look at you. I see a future. I see strength. I see purpose. I see someone who was made to shine light in dark places. Someone who will one day tell their story and help others heal. Your pain will not be wasted. What the enemy meant for evil, I will turn for good, Genesis 50 verse 20. That is my promise. There's a purpose in your waiting, even if you don't feel it yet. You're waiting for answers, for breakthrough, for healing, for love. But the waiting room is not empty. It's where I do my deepest work. It's where I develop your character, deepen your roots, and prepare the table in the presence of your enemies. Don't rush what I'm doing. A blessing too early becomes a burden. Trust that I'm working in silence, orchestrating people, timing, and circumstances for your good. If only you could see what I'm preparing behind the scenes, you wouldn't fear the delay, you'd praise me in it. And when you feel like no one understands, when you feel invisible, unheard, unloved, I do. I've watched the single father in Ohio working 2 jobs just to provide, the widow in Oklahoma who prays over an empty dinner table, the teenager in Seattle secretly struggling with identity, shame, and fear. I see them, I see you. And I'm not far. I'm closer than your next breath. Just whisper my name. I'll meet you there. My child, don't settle. Don't shrink to fit into places I'm calling you out of. Don't chase what I never sent. You were born to be bold. Born to be light, born to be free. Stop letting your past define your future. I am the God of second chances, third chances, and 70 times 7 chances. I'm not ashamed of your scars. In fact, I use them to reflect my grace. And one day, they'll be proof that you survived what was meant to destroy you. Divine love is not fragile. It is not based on feelings or fleeting moments. It is fierce. It is sacrificial. It is eternal. I proved that love on the cross, not when you had it all figured out, but when you were still lost. Romans 8 verses 38 to 39 says, nothing can separate you from my love, not death or life, not angels or demons, not the present or the future, nothing. So rest. Rest in that truth. Rest in my arms. You don't have to earn what I've already freely given. And even now, as you listen, your heart heavy, maybe doubting, maybe longing for just one real sign that you're not forgotten, this is it. This moment is not a coincidence. I brought you here for a reason. Because I love you too much to let you give up now. Because there is still breath in your lungs, and that means there is still purpose in your life. You may not feel strong, but strength isn't always loud. Sometimes strength is simply not quitting when everything inside you says, I can't do this anymore. It's waking up and trying again. It's forgiving even when the wound still stings. It's believing there's something better ahead, even when the past still haunts you. And I want you to know that strength, it's me in you. Sometimes you think you've wasted too much time, that the best years are behind you, but I specialize in restoration. I can restore what was lost in your childhood, repair what was broken in your marriage, redeem what the world discarded, and revive what you thought was dead. I'm not bound by time. Joel 2 verse 25 says, I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. That means I can make the next 5 years more beautiful than the last 15. I can bring relationships, joy, peace, and purpose into your life faster than you ever imagined. You don't have to look back anymore. What's coming is greater than what's gone. And don't think I've forgotten your prayers. The ones you whispered in hospital waiting rooms. The ones you spoke through tears on the bathroom floor. The ones you didn't even have words for, but groaned in your spirit. I heard every single one. Romans 8 verse 26 says, "The Spirit helps us in our weakness. He intercedes for us with groans that words cannot express." I didn't ignore those prayers. I am working on them. Some I've already answered in ways you didn't even realize. Others are still growing beneath the surface. You see delay. I see development. You ask me for peace, but you keep trying to control everything. Let go. You were never meant to carry it all. Peace doesn't come when everything goes your way. Peace comes when you give it all to me. When you truly trust that even if you don't understand the how, I am still good, still faithful, still present. Philippians 4 verse 7 says, "And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." Stop trying to be your own savior. Let me be God in your life again. I want you to look around, not at what you've lost, but at what's still here. You still have time. You still have breath. You still have me. And as long as you do, you are never too far gone. Your story is not over. Some of the most powerful testimonies are born out of the deepest wounds. Some of the greatest callings come from the most painful seasons. That addiction you overcame? It'll help someone else find freedom. That heartbreak you survived? It'll teach others what real love looks like. That failure that nearly crushed you? It will become the very foundation I build your purpose on. You wonder sometimes if you're really loved. If someone could love the real you. The messy, insecure, doubting, anxious version of you. But my love sees through all of that. I don't just love the cleaned up version you show to others. I love you. The unfiltered, behind closed doors, middle of a breakdown you. That's the version I died for. That's the version I call beautiful. Not because you've done everything right, but because you are mine. I know you long for belonging, for home, for someone to say, "You matter, you're seen." And I say that now, you belong. You're not an outsider in my kingdom. You're my child, adopted, called, anointed, chosen. Whether you grew up hearing my name or not, whether you've walked closely with me or ran far away, I'm still the same Father, standing at the edge of the road, arms open wide, waiting for you to come home. So come. Come as you are, tired, angry, numb, even bitter. Bring your doubts, your fears, your scars. I can handle it. I've already paid the price. All I want now is your heart. Because everything changes when you know you're loved unconditionally. Everything changes when you stop performing and start abiding. This world will always demand more. I simply ask you to be still, to come sit with me, to trust that I'm already doing what you can't see. And if you could see what I have in store for you, you'd stop worrying and you'd start worshiping. One day, my child, you will look back on this chapter and understand why I had to say, "Not yet." You'll see how the pieces fit. You'll thank me for the doors I closed, for the people I removed, for the prayers I didn't answer the way you asked, because I was doing something far more beautiful than you imagined. And on that day, there will be no more sorrow, no more tears, no more pain. Until then, keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing, because even when the road is long and the night is dark, I am still the light. I am not finished with your story. I'm just getting started.